Good morning, Miss Carlton's class. Let me see you waving. Let me see you waving at the camera. See your pretty faces this morning. Good morning, good morning. I am so excited that you are here for our writing lesson. And we are going to work a little bit today, and we're going to get to use something called Jamboard so that we can use our Post-it notes just like we could in real class. So let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday's class, you and I read an article called From Here to There. And you had a copy of this article in your student books. And I asked you to go into your article and find and circle the who, what, when, where, why, and how. All of the big questions we have to answer when we read, right? So let's go ahead, and if you have your student books here, let's look and see if we all got the same answers. So if we zoom in and look at that text, you can see there's our who, that's Dave Zanatel. What did he do? He built a bridge. When did he do it? Well, it took him 5 years to build that bridge, which means it's a pretty big bridge. Where did he do it? He built a bridge that connected two whole states, Arizona and Nevada, and it's 1,900 feet long. That is a big bridge. Why would someone want to build a bridge like that? Because over 1 million people a year now cross that bridge that took him 5 years to build. And then the big question was, how did he do it? And so we're really going to zoom into that section where you can see that it explains how he built the bridge. And take a look. Look at the words like first and next and then, because that's how it helps us to tell a story, is to use words like first, next, and then. So here's what you guys are going to do. We are going to write our own story about something that we did with a team. Okay, something that we did with someone else to help us. Maybe you played on a team with friends, or maybe you and your friends worked together to build something. So we're going to think about that we oftentimes have to have friends help us, especially when we're doing hard things. So I'd like for us now to go ahead and join our Jamboard. Yes, so writing about events in the past, things that our friends helped us do. So I'll start us off. I can think of one thing that my husband helped us do. We had to do something kind of hard. We had to train our new dog. Oops, gotta spell the word new right, don't we? Gotta train our new dog. So I'm gonna add that to the list. And so that was something that we had to work on together, because you can't have one person training a dog and another person training him differently. And you know my dog is a big dog. Ooh, so here's a great answer. Build a great fort. Ooh, I want to see that fort. Good job. Let's see if everyone can add at least one thing that you've worked with other people to do. I've worked with other people too. So let's see, there's our sentence starter there. I've worked with other people to what? Let's see if we can add some things. And if you can't get to the Jamboard, no big deal. You can just tell me in the chat feature and I'll add it for you. So we have build a great fort. I said train our new dog. Let's see, clean a room. So Trip's gonna add clean a room. Okay, I'm gonna add that in there for Trip. I'm gonna make yours in blue, Trip. How about that? There we go. Build a Lego set. That's a great example. Ooh, and a school project. That's a good one. Clean the house. Very good. Let's see if we can get one more. You know, one I can think of, I've had to work to host a party, host a birthday party for a friend. I worked with my mom to host a birthday party for my sister. What are some other projects that you've worked on with somebody? You've worked with other people too. Let's take a minute or so more to add to it. I love that. Build a Lego set, clean the house. Let's see. got a pool and a hot tub. Did you work with people to do that? Let's think about things you worked with other people to do. Jasper said you worked with other people. Oh, to train your dog. Absolutely. All right, so we'll add that one. Work on pool. Okay. All right, so here's what I would like for us to do, my friends. So as we are adding things, dig a hole for no reason. I think that's my favorite answer, is to dig a hole for no reason. But I really want to see this Lego or see this great fort too, because that sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, so my friends, we're gonna leave this Jamboard here so you can continue to add ideas to it as you're thinking about it. Because there's lots of things. Quaid, you said you put yours in the chat. You built a massive fort with Trip. So there's two great forts. Was it the same fort? Is that the same one that's on there? So here's what I love about this. Sometimes when I see somebody else's idea, it gives me ideas. So when somebody said build a great fort, then the next idea was, oh, I did that too. Or I built something, but it was a Lego set. So I love that. Dug a hole and cut a big root. Thank you, Jasper. I will add that on there. Cut a big root. There we go. We'll add that to the board. There it is. Look at that. So yeah, we can start to actually be able to even move these around and say, hey, you know, cleaning a house and cleaning a room are alike. And I like friendship. Oh, that's a nice one too. Great job. Build a bookshelf. Wow, that's a great one. Building a bookshelf is a two-person job, isn't it? It takes some work, absolutely. But so is digging a hole and building a fort. All right, these are great answers, you guys. Okay, so let me explain to you what we're going to do next. So we're gonna go ahead and switch back over here so that we can make sure that you guys all see the same thing. So we added to our class brainstorm about things that we worked with someone else to do. Just like in the story that we read, where we read about how Dave Zantel and a team of people built a bridge and how they built that bridge. So notice that all the details our story includes: the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how. And the how is kind of the big part. That's the part that we're gonna want you to focus on. So my friends, here's what I'd like for you to do. So for our next class, in your student handbooks, you'll find a page that looks like this on page 120. And it's a graphic organizer. And what I'd like for us to do before our next class is I want you to decide one event that you worked with somebody else to do. And you're gonna break it down into the steps that it took you to do that. So let's talk about an example one for just a second. So if you can unmute and tell me, what do you think was the first step that I had to take to train my dog? What do you think the first step was? Trip, tell me, what do you think the first step was?
Brainstormed what ideas.
Yeah, we had to brainstorm ideas. What were we gonna train her to do? What do you think I had to do next? Neela, do you have an idea? What's something I would have to do next to train a dog?
Think of something you want to train it.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out what it was. Do you guys want to see the dog? She's right here. I'll show you. Her name is Sophie. And Sophie had a bad habit of running out the front door the minute the front door was open. So we had to train Sophie not to run out the front door. So Trish said, think of things to train her on, and then Neela said, decide which one. And you know what that was? We had to train her not to run out the front door, because you know what's not fun? Running down the street in your pajamas chasing a dog. That part's not fun. Yes, Duncan, what's your idea?
Stop pee and poop the house.
That was, luckily she didn't do that. We had a doggy door and that helped. So that's a good idea. So Trip said your first step was think of all the things that we could train her on. And then our next step was to decide on it. Then what do you think happens? What do you think is the next event? Trip, what do you think came next?
You had to get all the supplies and stuff.
You're right. We did have to get the supplies. We had to put her on a leash so that way she got into the habit of not running right away. Absolutely. And once we did it once, was that all she needed, or do you think she needed, what do you think, Mila?
She also needed practice, and she needed some courage to do it and just believe in her.
I love that, courage and to believe in her and practice. Mickey, what were you going to add?
Can you turn on the TV?
You got it? Was that the right answer? Quade, anything else?
Get her a bed.
Yeah, we did have to get her a bed, and boy, she likes to snuggle. So one of the things that we had to do when we were going to train the dog was we had to decide, we had to get the supplies, and then we had to practice. So look at that. That's how we might work on that graphic organizer. So here is what your job is, my friends. On page 120 of your student handbooks, you will find a graphic organizer. And take a look. There's a place for you to pick your topic and who else was in the story, who else helped you. So in this case, it was my husband and the dog, right? Like those were the two other people in the story. And then what were the events that happened? So when you come back to class next time, what I want to see is your graphic organizer ready to go. And then we're going to take turns sharing and giving good ideas for our drafts, okay? So if you'll give me a thumbs up if you know what your homework is, your independent work is after class. Everybody know? You got it? Got it, Trip? You good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Neela, are you good? Do you understand? Yeah? Okay. Okay, friends, so remember, you can go back and visit our class Jamboard and all of the great ideas that may make you think of more ideas, because that's what pre-writing is. It's before we write, right? That's how we learn it. Okay, friends, until next time, don't forget page 120 on your own, and we'll see you back here next time to write our drafts. All right, everybody say bye. Bye.